It's incredible to think that something that would otherwise be deemed fanciful or hallucinatory is unfolding right in front of our eyes. Elon Musk has been at the forefront of this in different businesses in which he's involved and now is prepared to unleash something extraordinary in the form of a spaceship that will be sent into orbit. They are not only creating the most powerful rocket in the world, but they are also laying the groundwork for a multi-billion-dollar project that will transform the way we see space travel and reusability. SpaceX and Elon Musk have been working extremely hard to get their new economical, attractive, and eye-catching spacecraft Starship into flight as soon as feasible. Musk successfully relocated his spacecraft factory from California to Texas, establishing it as his new center of operations for the production and testing of SpaceX new Starships. In addition to working on Starship, he created the first Raptor engine, which runs on liquid methane fuel. SpaceX unveiled its first robotic rocket launching tower. The robotic tower possesses the following qualities. The first is its capacity to efficiently grasp the Starship vessel securely upon its return from space or missions. Second, it can keep the first and second levels of the rocket in place while merging. The robotic tower has been designed in such a manner that it will be able to hold the rocket firmly, regardless of the weather's volatility. Amazing, isn't it? When designing a spaceship, the most important factor to consider is reusability. NASA identified a significant need decades ago. NASA, with this in mind, has attempted to build such a spacecraft in the past through numerous tests, but it has proven impossible. NASA planned to offer contracts to leading space companies for the construction and development of such spacecraft in a short period. Aside from developing reusable spacecraft, its principal purpose is to re-establish partnerships with respectable space industries to take NASA people to Mars. The ever-increasing requirements of various economic parastatals prompted a more dramatic development in space companies. However, for NASA and other contractors, create an efficient, reusable spacecraft that can transport products and services on a daily basis, which may be 100 or more times each year. As a result, to accomplish this, the spacecraft must be renewable, which will help cut costs. Let's talk about reusability. Spacecraft normally plunges towards the Earth vertically, twitching itself, and firing its gas jets to create stability for itself as it dives towards the Earth. On reaching further into the Earth's surface, its landing legs protrude, dispelling smoke as it lands with ease vertically. The proper landing of spacecraft after going to space has been virtually impossible many years ago, but it was finally made possible by Elon Musk and SpaceX in December 2015. After many attempts by SpaceX to successfully land their spacecraft, they finally did the impossible in Cape Canaveral, Florida. They eventually landed their rockets 4 times successfully in the space of 4 months. In April, SpaceX also for the first time on a remote control sequence in mid-Atlantic successfully landed 2 first-stage Falcon 9 rockets, which was launched into lower orbit. They made a perfect equal timing and landing for both rockets, which was amazing. The successful return and landing of the 2 40 meters high orbital rockets for reconditioning and reuse gave Elon Musk and SpaceX a ray of hope and enthusiasm that they needed to continue in the pursuit of their dreams and aspirations to achieve more success. However, Elon Musk, in an interview, made a profounding statement. Airlines don't throw away its planes after usage, so why do it with spaceships? Many scientists have made several suggestions and spoken a lot of times about the importance of the reusability of spacecraft. They made efforts to experiment severely to acknowledge with this breakthrough we witnessed in our generation, but the closest to what they could get was the space shuttle. So the question is why? I would also like you to know that SpaceX is not the only space company that has made progress in reusability. Blue Origin spacecraft, New Shepard funded by Jeff Bezos, has also made successfully landed 3 times, and many more space companies. As a result, it is obvious that SpaceX has shown to be the best among equals. The basic explanation to why spaceships were not previously reusable was technological difficulties. Having stated that, we may conclude that there is still more to be done in the future. The concept of acquiring and building reusable spacecraft has been discussed since the 1920s and 1930s. We almost assumed or hoped that spaceships would be reusable, just like in the movies. It ultimately boils down to this straightforward explanation of reusability. If any portion of a spacecraft can be reused, they can spend less and save more money. Rather than build another rocket part to replace the existing one, therefore making reusability the true and the real test of perfection. Another company back in the late 19s which made a little progress with reusability is the Rotary Rocket Company. In 1999, they had a pepper pot-like crew capsule tested. Therefore, in order to prevent the common issue of hundreds of crew capsule not being given the option to land wherever it wishes, they came up with their idea. In order not to fall victim for the unforgiving mercy of the capsule, they coordinated research, planning, and manufacturing. They also made an additional adjustment to the crew capsule. Once the capsule reaches thicker air, the helicopter-like rotors fixed on its surface will be deployed. The capsule will be fired by rockets fixed to the tips of the rotor. They will ascend to stabilized and suitable altitude. Then the human crew in the capsule will navigate to a landing point of their choice. It was a good invention then, but Rotary Rocket Company soon ran out of funding and cash before they could achieve their goals. This hope, however, was not dashed owing to SpaceX. SpaceX created the Dragon V2 crew capsule, which can accommodate up to 7 crew members. It was created and planned for NASA's journey to the International Space Station ISS. The capsule's external sides were embedded with 8 rocket motors. If the rocket bursts, the 8 rocket can still operate as a booster to launch the capsule away, sheltering the crew and allowing them to glide away for a gentle landing. These new generational pioneers, including SpaceX, Blue Origin, Astra, and many more, are in the midst of making fresh breakthroughs and innovative technology advancements outside of space. Let us take a quick look at the various features of SpaceX Starship. SpaceX Starship is an embodiment of beauty, wonders, and technology. It has shown itself as a first-class modern world design. Starship comprises of different levels. SpaceX Starship will sit on the rocket called Super Heavy. The total height of this beast will be 120 meters or 394 feet tall. I call it the Beauty and the Beast. When you view this spacecraft from its nose cones, landing fins, the steel-coated vehicle takes its view of the rocket ship from the golden era of science fiction. At the rear of the 160-foot vertical craft are 6 cutting-edge, highly efficient Raptor engines. Approaching the midsection of the vehicle are the propellant tank. They supply liquid methane, CH4, and liquid oxygen to these engines called Raptors. The CH4 and liquid oxygen act as an oxidizer, which makes the fuel burn. Most of you are probably thinking that this type of fuel is unusual for rockets, but it is precisely because of this that the Starship is both a beauty and a beast. The reason SpaceX employs methane for its Raptor engines is that CH4 has a high thrust capability. Elon Musk also revealed that fueling the Starship on return journeys will be simple. He further said that methane may be created from Martian subterranean water as well as carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, making it self-sustaining. This is a chemical reaction known as the Sabatier reaction. This would be the procedure utilized to refuel the spacecraft on its return voyage. The utmost level of Starship comprises a massive payload compartment that would be used to house people and cargo into space and Mars. The rocket, which stands 230 feet tall, will be packed with 3,400 tons, or 6.8 million pounds, of frozen methalox. It will be propelled by 32 or more Raptor engines and will have a maximum thrust of 70 meganewtons, hoisting at least 100 tons of cargo and lowering Earth orbit by 150 tons. This ends the list of gigantic endowments in SpaceX Starship's top, medium, and lower tiers. SpaceX has unquestionably shown to be trustworthy, reusable, useful, and long-lasting, as it has become the #1 spaceship to be now consistent in quality. Do you believe SpaceX will get on Mars by 2023? What do you expect SpaceX and Elon Musk to accomplish in the next 2 years? And how will it affect humanity in space travel? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.